What is going on, beautiful people, and buenos dias mi gente, it's your boy Blue. We are back in Mexico City to continue my virtual pilot career with Aero Mexico this time. In the last video, we got fired. Yes, we got fired from our previous airline and had to go hunting for a new job. So today, I'm hoping to keep that job, except it looks like a really bad storm is approaching Orlando, Florida, and that just happens to be where we're headed today. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, back in the office, first flight of the day. So we're not cold and dark, we got ground power and some stuff like that. That's about it though. Let's go ahead and get the IRS as a line to go up to the top side and hit that into nav and into nav. We'll now dive down to our FMC and we'll go to FMC here, position initialization. We'll type in Mike X-ray. That's 3 M's. Yeah, Mike X-ray. Hit that right there. And then we should be able to grab our GPS left location there and drop that right there, and that is good. And the beautiful thing about PMDG now and these days is now we have the ability to sync with our SimBrief flight plan. So that's all synced right there. We can also go into our FMC and go over to I think it's route. Yeah, route flight plan request, and it's giving me invalid entry because I have MMX in my clipboard. So hit flight plan request, go to SimBrief route, which is Mexico to Orlando today. We can now set the payload from SimBrief, so that is set. We'll clear that, and then we can set the fuel, and that is set, and we'll clear that. Now we go to select route, and we'll wait a few seconds. This will import our flight plan into the FMS. There it is. A route uplink is ready. We'll hit load. And now the flight plan is all loading right into the computer so that we can get all of our waypoints without having to do it manually. It's a bit of a longer flight, about 3 hours, so we have a lot more waypoints on this one than we did on our last flight out to Monterey. All right, beautiful. We got the box all set up, so let's now go up to the top. Flight attendants are just about ready to go. We'll go ahead and hit the APU switch to the start position. Okay, weather here in Mexico City is showing 090 at 3 knots, visibility 10, fuel 1200, broken at 20,000. Temperature is 12, dew point 03, altimeter is 3026. 3026 set. Alright, let's get the seatbelt signs on because we are ready for push. Beacon lights on as well, and we'll call for pushback.
Repasaremos las instrucciones de seguridad. Te invitamos a consultar el instructivo de seguridad frente a tu asiento.
Welcome aboard this Aeromexico 737.
Alright, set flaps to 5. There we go. Sweet, let's get the gens on. Gen 1, Gen 2, probe heat on, hydraulic pumps on. We'll then go ahead and kill the APU bleed. ISO valve and packs are all coming back on. That's good. Got some air in the cabin now. Auto brakes to RTO. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Okay, just gotta do a flight control check. Full right, full left, full forward, full back. Rudder pedals are all working and active. Alright, flight controls are freaking correct. Let's go ahead and release our brake. And we are finally ready to taxi. Oh, we got a Valaris coming in. Where is he going? Where are you going? There is no room in this alleyway. Yo, where are you going, man? We flash my lights at him. I'm right here. Okay, he's turning. He's turning. In the 77. I was like, man, you cutting it close, fam. Alright, we'll wait for him to pull in and then we'll pull out then. We'll get our taxi lights on. Again, we're flying part of our virtual pilot career here. And it's very important that we make sure that we do everything to the book, I guess you could say. Landing lights have to be on at the right time, taxi lights have to be on the right time, all of that stuff. I'm not sure if we can even fit in here with him with his tail out there. Give me a tight, there's a tight fit in this alley. All right, he's stopped. I guess we're good. All right, again, brakes are already released. Let's go ahead and add some power. And let's go. All right, we'll taxi over to 05 rights. They should be straight out. We'll take Lima Alpha 05 right. That should be good. Catch that Valaris later. Man, it is tight in this alleyway. All right, well, guys, we have a 3-hour flight to Orlando today. And we should have plenty of fuel. Currently showing 22.8 thousand pounds. Shared between 3 tanks. Take a right turn here. Before we depart, for our flight controls today, we have an all thrustmaster setup. We have our TCA yoke. We have the TPR rudder pedals, which I love. Just recently got those. And we got the TCA Boeing throttle here on the right with the Sierra Delta throttle mods, making a much bigger, much more realistic and satisfying throttle. So we got our aircraft coming in here on, again, I believe that's 05 left. So we should be clear to go ahead and take off. So clear to the left, clear to the right. And again, it's very important that we make sure we have our landing lights on. Oop, that's a fuel pump. Landing, that's a fuel pump too. Landing lights on, taxi lights on, anti-collision and strobe lights need to be on, and seatbelt signs as well, because we are going to be judged. The airline will judge us by how we fly the aircraft. So the goal for this flight is not only to get a butter flight, it's always a goal, but to also make sure we have the smoothest flight for our passengers, so we get the perfect flight rating for the flight, so we can continue to progress through our virtual pilot career and hopefully be able to have more opportunities here in the future. But all right, here we are. Mexico City traffic. Air Mexico 116 is taking runway 05 right for departure to the east, Mexico City. All right, here's our runway. Alright guys, we're not gonna waste any time. Looks like we have traffic holding short. Yep, holding short up there. So let's go. 40%. Now hold the brake. We're very high. Again, elevation here in Mexico City is right around 7,000 feet. So we're gonna need all this runway. Alright, stabilized. Auto throttle on. And toga. Alright, I got toga set and it canceled. Why did it cancel? Try it again. Alright, manual toga it is. Alright, airspeed is alive.
80 knots.
8 knots. I can feel the thump of the wheels and the butt kicker. It's pretty crazy. Man, look at that takeoff roll. Here comes V1.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate. Easy. There we go. I got traffic off our nose leg. Gear up. Alright, passing 8,000 feet. Let's go ahead and activate VNAV and LNAV. There we go. Again, we have to be careful here. The airline does track our G's, our bank angle, our speeds, altitude, lighting, all that stuff. Again, it's very imperative that we try to be as smooth as possible. Don't want to jerk the yoke down or up. It'll upset the passengers and that'll hurt our pilot rating and our chances of getting better opportunities in the future. All right, there we go. We're coming up to 10,000. We'll fly it up to 10,000 feet. Beautiful departure as always. Beautiful day in Mexico City. The weather's been really nice out here lately. And here it comes 10K. We'll go ahead and put Command A autopilot on, and we'll release the yoke there nice and softly. We'll go ahead and bring our gear to off, auto brake to off, and we'll shut our land lights off. And flaps up. Oh my god, look at the view off our left wing. I gotta tell you, man, I've been flying Mexico. This is only my 3rd flight, I believe, with Aeromexico, and I am really loving flying through the country of Mexico. All the volcanoes and mountains, and it's definitely a dry, kind of more desert type of landscape, but it's just still very unique. It doesn't look like anything else in the world. I mean, obviously you could compete that and say, oh, you know, there's a lot of other deserts in the world that look like that, but nah, not quite. So I've definitely been enjoying just the eye candy out here on our departures and arrivals in and out of Mexico City and various airports in Mexico. So I mean, I'll tell you this much, the scenery here is much better than it is in Florida. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Look at that over there. Look at that big mountain over there. That actually might be a volcano. I'm not really sure. Anybody from around here actually know? Let me know in the comments. All right, there is the Mexican Gulf Coast down below us. We're still climbing. We're passing like 33,000 feet or so, but you can kind of see the coast going that way to the left, which will be to the north, and then the coast going down to the right, which would be the south. But I'll show you really quickly. It's a good opportunity to show you where we are and where we're going right now. So if we go over to Valanta currently, and we can see that we are currently flying over. Let's go ahead and hide some of this extra stuff. We're currently flying over, again, the Mexico coastal border, the Bay of Campeche, I guess as they call it, which is right here. And our flight's going to lead us straight across the Gulf of Mexico, so mostly a water flight, all the way until we reach Florida and gets to the east side of Florida over in Orlando. So that's our flight. You can see it's a massive storm going on right now in the United States. That is, it just won't be a factor for us. We're going to be down south underneath it, which is actually kind of unfortunate. I kind of thought it'd be interesting to fly into some pretty crazy weather like this. I know we had some bad weather just a couple days ago, go over Texas where I am. So I think it's headed to Florida, but we may get in and out before it hits. I mean, we're seeing a few scattered showers out here in Orlando, so we might get a little bit of weather. It might be overcast because of, you know, the weather moving in. We'll have to check on that. Again, it's a 3-hour flight. We have like probably 2.5 hours left in this flight. We're not even cruising yet, so we'll see what the weather gives us as we're on our way out there. But as you can see, it can be pretty nasty. But yeah, the plan is to fly into Orlando. I'm not sure if we're going to do our return trip today or if I'm going to do it tomorrow. If we do it today, we might be able to get out before all of the nasty weather, but if we do it tomorrow, we might be right in it or maybe right after it. I'm not really sure. So anyways, we're on our way up. I'll check in with you guys as it looks like we are now just reaching our cruise altitude. Let's double check here in the flight deck. And yes, we are. So again, cruising at 35,000 feet, and we just now reached that. We're already set to standard. We can go ahead and it's actually a pretty smooth flight today. We'll go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelt signs and let the flight attendants know that we are all good there. And as far as let's see how far are we from our top of descent. Let me go ahead and close that. We're about 835 miles from top of descent. So again, pretty long flight, but you know, you guys can sit back, you can relax, enjoy the views as we fly over water for the most part, or enjoy a movie. There is the coast off our right wing as well, which is pretty nice. But it's gonna be good. Gotta make sure we keep it steady. We'll watch out for weather. Looks like we're gonna be in some clouds for quite a bit as well now as well. So unless we climb up a bit, but I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Alright, we're just over 100 miles away from our top of descent, but things might be about to get interesting. As you can see here on our weather map here on the Volanta application, that weather is moving very, very quickly into northern Florida. We still have about, I want to say, 30 minutes left in our flight, so I'm not sure exactly how fast this is moving, but there's a chance we could fly into a rainy, stormy, nasty Orlando here soon, which is going to make our job a lot more difficult. And again, I'm being very particular and I'm being very strict with making sure no matter what conditions we fly in, that I get the aircraft on the ground safely, softly, best possible. But again, I can't pressure enough trying to go through this virtual pilot career stuff. Like I can't just go smashing landings and think I'm going to progress anywhere. But anyways, we got this massive storm coming over like all of the freaking eastern part of the U.S. It's looking nasty. Got some snow out in Kansas, lots of rain all down the eastern coast. Right now, Jacksonville's already getting hit, or starting to get hit over Tallahassee as well. But as you can see, when we approach, we'll be going up through our arrival over Tampa and basically straight into Orlando. But if we really quickly look at the actual weather in Orlando, as of, oh my God, a southwest just flew right across us. What? That is scary. Wow, okay, that threw me off guard. Oh yeah, so let's go here. We can look at the weather. Currently the weather in Orlando is 180, 15 knot wind, gusting at 29. Visibility is good though. It's clear, scattered at 1900, broken at 2600, overcast at 3500, and temperatures 24, dew point 21. Altimeter 2987. So as you can see, it's quite windy, as it's probably getting that storm surge, that initial wind as the storm is headed that way. It's getting pretty bad, and I think these clouds are going to get even lower. So 1900 is not too bad. Good visibility. I can probably still shoot the visual, but again, this is just the current weather. I don't currently have the forecast, so we're gonna have some fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have just reached our top of descent into Orlando this morning, and as I said, I'm going to keep the passenger signs on and ask you to remain in your seat unless you need to go to the bathroom here for the next few moments. But we should not be expecting too much weather in Orlando, just a little bit of a bumpy ride on our descent, but if the weather does get bad in Orlando, we may have to divert over to Miami. But no worries. It's just a 4-hour drive to Orlando in a rental car, and it's okay. It's not an issue. The airline will absolutely not cover it. Muchas gracias, and we'll see you on the ground in Orlando.
We are flying through some weather now, boys. It's still fairly smooth ride, but it's just very cloudy. You can see a lot of buildup in the clouds, which kind of shows you there's definitely rain. There's some storms coming. They're en route. They're inbound. This is so cool, man. We are literally cloud surfing. We're going through the clouds, descending for 5,000 feet on still on a right downwind, and trying to make our way down to the end of the approach, which we could probably actually vector ourselves much earlier than it's showing us here. So I can actually swap my heading to a right 90-degree turn starting pretty soon, because we're already low enough to capture. All right, let's go ahead and drop those gear now. The gear's coming down. One of my favorite moments when using the butt kicker is dropping the gear down. You hear it just literally shaking your seat, and you can also feel the gear drag. Alright, 1,000, we're 4 miles out. One way to know that the wind is bad is look at the water right there. Look how choppy that water is right there in that little lake. Yeah, that shows how windy it is. Let's go ahead and see how it feels like ourselves. Autopilot off. We'll flatter in for the visual. Alright, my aircraft fully. My throttles, my yoke. Let's go. Wish me luck, guys. Oh man, that ballooned really badly. Again, if we have to go around, I will go around. I'm not going to risk it today. Not risking it for the biscuit today. All right, wind is showing us right off our nose, which is good. Getting about 29. It's gusting for sure. It's not consistent. All right, easy, baby. Let's focus. It's pushing us to the left a little bit, though. We're stable-ish.
300, 200.
All right, I feel good.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Airspeed.
Ah, that was a bit rough. We bounced it too. We bounced it too. Big time. Big time bounce. Ah. We're down already though, so put the reverses in. Coast in. We should be parked back here in the back corner at airside 4, looking for gate 93, which should be right next to this Delta A330. Is that what that is? Look at the Sun Country over here. We got all kind of action back here. Yep, that's 93. Yep, there's a marshaller bringing us in. All right, let's get the lights off. You never want to have your lights on when they're marshalling you in. Very bright and distracting. Alright, shut them down, let them up. Alright, off, and seatbelt signs off. Beacon light off. There we go, AP's already on. Guys, welcome to Orlando. Let's see how we did. And then I gotta head back to Mexico City. All right, here we go. Here's our flight report for our last flight into Orlando, and it looks like we got a score of 96 on the total flight. It's 96 XP as well, not too bad. Our landing rate, oh, was a 165? What am I beating myself up about? That's a good freaking landing. That's way better than I expected. Block time 2 hours 51 minutes. We got here early as well. We expected 3 hours. Got here 10 minutes early. So only places it shows that we failed was on taxi in. It shows that we did not put our flaps up. Maybe there's some kind of timer. I don't know. I know I didn't put them up immediately, but I did eventually put them up. Max ground speed on the ground was also too fast. I probably did. I believe that one. So other than that, I mean, that's a pretty good score. We had a couple issues on the taxi in of me just lacking patience, I guess. We got a 6 out of 10 there, but I'll take that. 96 on the score. That's pretty solid. Good landing rating. Great flight into Orlando. We were able to conquer the winds and got in here before the major storm, which I was not sure was going to be possible. So now I have to go ahead and hop back into the flight deck, get the aircraft prepared for my flight back to Mexico City, and then I will see you again, guys, when we return and do our flight to Bogota. I'm actually really excited about that. I'm not sure how long that flight's going to be, but if you don't know about Bogota, it's a pretty interesting airfield and challenging landing, so hopefully we can keep our streak going here. But guys, this has been fun. Until next time, remember you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace. love and God bless you. Enjoy your time in Orlando. I'll see you in the next one.